Tonight, on Night Rhythm, we're examining one of the most biologically important phases of sleep, deep sleep, also known as slow-wave sleep. This stage occupies only a portion of the night, yet it performs a disproportionate amount of the body's physical restoration. During these periods, brain activity slows dramatically while cellular repair, immune activity, and metabolic maintenance increase. In this episode, we will explore what slow-wave sleep actually is, how it appears in the brain, why the body depends on it for recovery, and what daily habits can quietly strengthen this stage. Most importantly, we will translate the science into practical adjustments you can apply tonight to support deeper, more restorative sleep. Sleep is not a single uniform state. Throughout the night, the brain cycles through distinct stages that perform different biological tasks. Among these stages, deep sleep, also called slow-wave sleep, represents the period of the night when the body performs its most intensive physical restoration. Brain activity slows, muscles relax completely, and metabolic repair mechanisms begin operating at their highest levels. Slow-wave sleep takes its name from the pattern observed on an electroencephalogram, or EEG. During this stage, the brain produces large, synchronized electrical waves that move slowly across the cortex. These waves indicate that large groups of neurons are alternating between periods of activity and silence. This coordinated rhythm allows the brain to enter a highly stable and restorative physiological state. Deep sleep typically dominates the first third of the night. After falling asleep, the body descends from lighter sleep stages into this deeper phase within roughly 30 to 60 minutes. As the night progresses, slow-wave sleep gradually decreases, while REM sleep becomes more prominent. This pattern reflects the brain's priority: early physical repair followed later by cognitive processing. One of the defining features of slow-wave sleep is reduced responsiveness to external stimuli. During this stage, waking someone becomes noticeably more difficult. The brain's sensory processing pathways are dampened, allowing internal maintenance processes to operate without interruption. This protective disengagement helps maintain stable conditions for biological repair. Growth hormone release reaches its highest levels during deep sleep. This hormone stimulates tissue repair, protein synthesis, and cellular regeneration. Muscles damaged during daily activity begin rebuilding their structural proteins, while connective tissues undergo microscopic restoration. For physically active individuals, this stage plays a significant role in recovery and adaptation. The immune system also becomes more active during slow-wave sleep. Certain immune signaling molecules increase, helping coordinate defense mechanisms throughout the body. Research shows that individuals experiencing fragmented deep sleep often demonstrate reduced immune efficiency. In other words, restorative sleep is closely tied to the body's ability to defend itself. Deep sleep contributes to metabolic regulation as well. During this stage, glucose metabolism becomes more stable and insulin sensitivity improves. When deep sleep is consistently shortened, metabolic balance can gradually shift in unfavorable directions. This is one reason chronic sleep disruption has been linked to increased risk of metabolic disorders. Another critical function occurring during deep sleep involves the glymphatic system. This network of fluid channels helps clear metabolic waste from the brain. While awake, this clearance system operates slowly. During slow-wave sleep, however, cerebrospinal fluid begins moving more efficiently through brain tissue, helping remove byproducts generated during waking neural activity. Among the substances cleared during this process are proteins associated with long-term neurological health. Laboratory studies show that deep sleep enhances the removal of metabolic debris that accumulates between neurons during the day. While research continues, these findings suggest that restorative sleep may play a protective role in maintaining long-term brain function. Not everyone experiences the same quantity of slow-wave sleep. Younger individuals tend to spend more time in deep sleep, while the proportion gradually declines with age. However, lifestyle factors still influence how effectively the body generates this stage. Even small improvements in sleep conditions can noticeably increase deep sleep duration. One of the strongest regulators of slow-wave sleep is sleep pressure, driven largely by a molecule called adenosine. Adenosine accumulates in the brain during waking hours. The longer you remain awake, the greater the buildup becomes. This accumulation increases the likelihood of entering deep sleep once the body finally transitions into the sleep state. This biological pressure explains why long daytime naps can sometimes reduce deep sleep later that night. When sleep pressure is partially relieved during the day, the brain may not descend as strongly into slow-wave sleep during the evening. For individuals struggling with nighttime rest, limiting naps to short durations can help rebuild stronger nighttime sleep pressure. Temperature also influences the depth of sleep. The body requires a slight drop in core temperature to transition efficiently into deeper stages. A cool, stable bedroom environment supports this process. Many sleep laboratories recommend a bedroom temperature between approximately 60 and 67 degrees Fahrenheit, or roughly 16 to 19 degrees Celsius. Light exposure plays a role as well. Bright light in the evening delays melatonin release and can subtly shift circadian timing. When the internal clock shifts later, deep sleep may also be delayed or shortened. Reducing bright screens and overhead lighting during the hour before bed helps the brain begin preparing for the deeper stages of sleep. Physical activity during the day often increases the amount of slow-wave sleep at night. Exercise creates microscopic stress within muscle tissue, and the body responds by prioritizing recovery during sleep. However, intense exercise immediately before bedtime may delay sleep onset for some individuals, so earlier activity tends to produce more reliable benefits. Alcohol presents an interesting contrast. While it may initially produce drowsiness, alcohol disrupts the architecture of sleep later in the night. Slow-wave sleep may appear early, but fragmentation often increases in later cycles. This fragmentation can reduce the overall restorative quality of sleep, even when total sleep duration appears unchanged. Consistent sleep timing is one of the most reliable ways to strengthen deep sleep. When bedtime and wake time remain stable across days, the circadian system begins anticipating the sleep period. This anticipation improves the efficiency of sleep transitions and helps the brain enter slow-wave sleep more smoothly. If deep sleep feels consistently insufficient, examine 3 practical factors: timing, light exposure, and sleep pressure. Maintain a stable bedtime, reduce bright light in the evening, and limit caffeine intake within 8 hours of sleep. These adjustments allow the brain's natural sleep mechanisms to operate with fewer competing signals. Finally, remember that occasional variation in deep sleep is normal. Stress, travel, and schedule disruptions can temporarily shift sleep architecture. The goal is not perfection each night, but consistency across weeks. When the body receives stable signals, the nervous system gradually restores a balanced rhythm of light sleep, deep sleep, and REM. Thank you for spending this time with Night Rhythm. Deep sleep may occupy only part of the night, yet its influence extends throughout the body. From cellular repair to immune defense and metabolic balance. Protecting this stage of sleep is not complicated. Often it requires small environmental adjustments and consistent timing. When those conditions are present, biology tends to do the rest. Tonight, consider observing your own sleep environment. Is the room slightly cool? Are lights dim enough for melatonin to rise? Have daytime habits allowed sufficient sleep pressure to accumulate? These quiet details shape the brain's ability to descend into deep sleep more effectively. Sleep is not passive inactivity. It is an organized biological program designed to restore the body and stabilize the brain. Deep sleep represents the most physically restorative phase of that program. When we respect the rhythms that allow it to occur, recovery becomes less mysterious and more predictable.